Hey there, it's Jessie here, and a big fat warm welcome to this big fat warm channel. Hi guys, how are you doing? Look, where the hell am I? I'm in a new place. I'm at some random guy's house, to be honest. He invited me to his house. He lives in another country. Crazy. I came. We're curious. We want the same things. We have similar life vision, yada, yada, yada. Let's see if we can make it work. There is a certain amount of time and life experience you need to share with somebody before you can ever know we have a visitor. Before you can ever know that they are the person you want to commit to. And I'm realizing it's the biggest decision I will ever make. If I want to have a family, who to be the father of our children. The most important decision I will ever make. So it's not one I take lightly. And then, I think about how much baggage we all have and how much we've all been through and all of our different strategies and coping mechanisms that we've adopted to navigate this crazy inverted realm. It's not totally inverted. It's totally an inside thing. But speaking for how we are as a species collectively, like the medium, the average, we're very much operating out of coping mechanisms, strategies. And you need time to see what they are in the other person. They need to see yours. They need to be patient with that, vice versa. This goes both ways. Have an understanding and a compassion for that, and see and love that person beyond their strategies and coping mechanisms. For me, it's important that there is a willingness to change. And you know what? You know what I'm getting from men at the moment is I've done an awful amount of healing work, and I'm not done yet. And, they say it never ends. I definitely think you can get to a point where you have autonomy and a maturity and an understanding of things, but you can always go deeper. So, I've done a lot of work, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. Nobody is. And I still have a whole bunch of stuff I need to clear, but I know that I'm doing it. And I meet men who think they've done this, or maybe are just beginning to, or I don't know. But honestly, there is like this entitlement, because he said something to me this morning, which is the same thing this guy said to me before, that he's looking for a securely attached partner. And if you yourself are not securely attached, and you're just hoping there's some amazing, beautiful, healed, secure woman out there who will put up with your crap, it's possible. It's possible. If, once I reach a level of security with my attachment style, I ain't being patient with that, because I've done the work. I wasn't, I didn't have the journey of parents that created a secure attachment style in me. And that's okay, because, hey, if I really think about it, I think I quite like the grind. It keeps it interesting. And it gives me a sense of achievement to get better. So I like that. I value that. And therefore, I'm not looking for somebody who's already secure. Maybe, if they are, but somebody who's gone on the journey to becoming secure will probably be more compatible with me, because we know what it's like. And of course, there will be times when we slip into those tendencies, and we can have compassion and understanding because the other person's experienced it. So my take on it is, okay, unlikely, or I don't know if I would have the same respect for somebody who's secure attached, honestly. And not that it's disrespectful in any way to have loving parents that knew how to meet your needs in the way that you individually needed them. But perhaps it's lacking for me that understanding of the journey. So I'm looking for somebody who is on the same journey. and we can support each other on that. And I've had men who are not willing to really do what it takes, at least in this moment of time, and everybody has the capacity to change and evolve and all of this. And I'm yet to see with this individual if he wants to do that. I don't know. But he said the same thing. Well, maybe I'll just find a secure woman. Same thing the other guy said. And I'm just like, the audacity. So you don't want to do the work. You want someone else to do the work and then just be patient with your fuckery. No. I guess what I'm annoyed about is that attitude. Because it comes back to the same thing, which is my biggest pet peeve in life, of people not being able to take responsibility. It was one of the most hurtful things I experienced in this life. And not that you might think, this is the other thing. If anybody is watching this and you know me and you feel like I'm talking about you, I mean, the guy who's also about, yeah, obviously I'm referring to you, but anyone else, it's not personal. What I'm angry about, what the emotion is reacting to is a behavior and an attitude. It's not the individual. And I feel often misunderstood in that respect. And I'm also letting go of trying to be understood by everyone, because we're all perceiving each other at our level of perception. And I believe our level of perception shifts with honesty and truth to ourselves. And so, sidetrack, but one thing I do really like about this guy is he was like, don't hold anything back. Don't change anything you do on YouTube because you think I might see it. And I get there's a bit of strategy there. He wants to see my truth, what I'm saying, not when I'm face to face. Cool. But also, I don't think it's just that. I think he genuinely likes what I'm doing here and he supports it. And thank you. And I have other friends that really, really genuinely love what I'm doing here and they support it. And then I have other people that don't love what I'm doing here when it concerns them. And I get it. We all have different privacy boundaries. I totally get it. And, you know, it's just what I prefer. Somebody who would rather I censor myself more, or somebody who would rather just me do what I'm doing. And of course, I prefer that, obviously. But I understand that and I love that still. It's not anything against it. I get it. What the message that I receive when I hear these men say this is they want it easy. Same thing this guy said to me, the other one. I want it easy. I want an easy woman. And in my humble opinion, a woman is not easy. So I'm very aware there's people around and I'm like, meh. A woman is not easy. And if a woman is easy, she's put herself into a little packaged box of what a woman is supposed to be in a patriarchal society. And she is behaving that way to please you. It's not a woman. That's childish behavior. And it's totally fine because it was learned and adopted and I'm not criticizing it. But let's be honest with ourselves about what we're doing and how we're behaving to please a man and to do what he wants. And I get it, right? Us women needed to survive the last thousands of years of complete oppression. Okay, we did what we had to do. Sidle up to a man, be what he wants. Then I've got a home and I've got security because they couldn't even work, imagine. So you look back and you can see it. But then in this age we are in now, we don't have to do that. We don't need a man to survive anymore. So this has given us the opportunity to explore. And Jessie Ayres, I hope I'm saying her surname right. She's fucking love this woman. Her music, she's got this song, Couldn't Be Me. And it so perfectly encapsulates this feeling I've got of like a woman being easy. So she goes, okay, I'll start in the chorus because that's what I remember. Oh no, how does it go? Suburban. So she talks, oh God, maybe I should just post the song. I heard that men never choose. The one that they love is the one that they lose. The one that they daydream about while they live in the suburban house with a woman they don't even love. She was better for him, I guess. God bless. But it couldn't be me. She's got her face beat. She's always home. She got her face beat and she's always home. She's the one she put to sleep all the dreams of her own. She lets you go cheat long as you come home. While you're searching the streets, searching for the one, like the one you let go. You got to hear her sing it because it comes with all of the juice. And this is it, easy. In another chorus, she's saying he chose the easy option. Easy, mild, temperate. But that comes at a price because we're not like that. Nobody's like that. I don't know actually so much. I'm like the stark differences in men and women and how little most of us understand about the other sex. And, now it's all inverted and it's all everywhere. And, people might call me really traditional. And, I really believe that someone in a woman's body can be really masculine and vice versa. And we have both energies inside of us and we have to learn where our balance point is because that will be different for everyone depending on their preferences, their life experiences. It's not as straight as narrow as it sounds. But when I'm talking about how we're different, I'm talking about biologically, like the menstruation cycle, for example. Every month, us women, our body prepares what it's made for biologically. It's not the only thing it's made for, but biologically it prepares to house a baby. And then when it doesn't, it has to let go. And we have a mini death every month. So we're not linear beings. I heard someone tell me this. Was it my friend? Women are not linear beings. And so, it varies in degree. That I'll say. And I'm not a smooth one. I'm one of these. And I'm okay with that. That's just who I am. And of course, I learn to regulate and manage, and I mature and I grow and I learn. And that changes the dilation. I don't know if that's the right word, but an easy woman that doesn't cause you any problems, have fun with that. And that's not criticizing women who have done this. Again, learned behavior, survival strategy. It's just work we need to decondition. Understanding the conditioning of an individual can be really helpful to love them more. And then not judge or criticize them for their limitations because it was put into them. We all have it. We've all got programs inside of us. Even men who want an easy a woman, is probably somewhat of a program, but I can't help, I'm still judging it. Maybe because it's affecting me personally right now, but I just can't help but be like, it's not honest. It lacks understanding of the totality of a woman. And I see that, I know there's men out there, I'm not getting at everyone, generally speaking from my own experience, but I know there's men out there that understand the totality of a woman. It's just, there's a lot of deconditioning for us all to do. Including me for sure, because I wouldn't be saying this if I wasn't talking to myself on some subconscious level. I know I'm doing the best I can though, and I can stand firm in that. Happened to me this morning, you know. We were upstairs and we were having a long conversation, like rolling about. Is lovely. And it was deep too. And I realized like one of my very childish tendencies appeared in that when I'm not feeling understood or heard by the other person, I tend to act out as my child. So I sing a lot and I let music, like songs that I know, speak for me. So I have to get up and I'm very dramatic. I'm very dramatic. And then I came back and I was like, was that too much for you? And he was like, well, no, but I like wondered how far it was going to go. And, you know, the conversation went on a bit. And at some point I was like, I felt I was feeling hurt and rejected. And then I went into my strategy, which was, well, you know what? If you don't like this, I need a man who wants all of me. And he was like, you know, and I was able to see, hold up. No, in fact, he even said that's not what would say, which is one of his dear friends here who I absolutely adore, beautiful woman. And I'm pretty sure there's something going on there. And I asked him about it, and turns out they've got a history, but like it's gone different ways. And in his describing of how it went, I sort of realized he doesn't understand women in their totality. And I told him that, and now he's gone off and talking to his friend and maybe having a think about it. I don't know. But he said, oh, this person wouldn't say that. So I thought, you know what, they wouldn't, because I've met her and I would have a lot to learn from her. I hope we can remain friends. And I thought, you know what, it is the minute that we're in that attitude, it's empowering and it's protective, and you know, we feel good about ourselves, but it's not mature. And I could see that I was slipping into an immature way to feel safe, which was like, well, you don't get me anyway. And I realized, like, holy crow. I don't want to be that kind of person. I don't want to behave like that. It's actually not true to my essence. So I was like, damn. And then the cloak of humility settled on my shoulders, and I felt this weight of responsibility. I felt this is where I sabotage myself and my relationships. And I'm doing it in the name of what? Self-love? No, not really. So I'm grateful that he pointed it out. And this cloak of humility and remorse, and the weight of responsibility of, I need to change. I can't behave like this anymore. I can, but I don't want to. So it brought awareness to that part of me that I was acting out of unconsciously. And then came the weight of responsibility. And then with that came sadness and grief. And my understanding of that sadness and grief was that part of me had to die. That part that's kept me safe for so long. And there was resistance there of letting it go. And I just had to speak to her and be like, you've kept me safe and thank you. And it has worked. But we don't need to do that anymore. We don't need to do that anymore. So it's possible. Taking responsibility comes with a weight and with a grief. And I think because we're so used to denying negative emotions, heavier, lower frequency emotions, we don't want to feel them because we want everything to feel good all the time. But as we all know, don't really drive like that, does it? Not on planet Earth. Oh, the great school of life. Right, guys, well, there we go. Thank you for watching. I hope you gleaned something from this. If not, I hope it was entertaining in some way. If not, never mind. Like the video if you liked it. Let us know your thoughts down below. Very curious. And hit subscribe if you would like more of this. Otherwise, have a beautiful day, a beautiful life. And I just need to claim right now, I've got this, which means we've got this.